Hey book nerds, what is up? It is your girl Sydney back for another video. So what I wanted to discuss is, did I DNF books too fast? Because there are 3 books that I DNF'd that I probably should have pushed through a little bit harder, and I was probably just being a little too out there. So, sometimes you just get in your head about things, and I'm pretty sure that's what I did. So, I have already finished None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. Loved it. So good. Definitely recommend. I listened to that in a day. It was very easy to get through. I'm pretty sure I listened to all of it in a day, if not like 90% of it in one day. So that was very easy to get through. And when there were these 3 books that I could not listen to at that same speed, I was like, maybe I just don't like it. And so I DNF'd them. And then I started second guessing myself. And that is okay. If you second guess yourself on a book you DNF'd. But there's also this other side of where it's okay if you finish a book and you're like, yeah, I should not have done that. So I have 3 books that I'm giving a second chance to. And then we will go through what my goals of books to finish in the month of January are. So specifically my January TBR. And I'll throw in the books that I currently have on hold on Libby. But some of those are not going to be available in January. So let's go through those first 3 that I DNF'd and then second guessed myself, and we'll probably end up finishing at this point. So the first one, The Coworker by Frida McFadden. So I did DNF one of the other books, but that one I do not feel like I should have second guessed. That one was not for me. It was 1 by 1. Nah, not her best. But The Coworker, I DNF'd, and I was like, okay, I'll give it another shot. So I started listening to it again, and yeah, I made a mistake. I should not have DNF'd it. This one is phenomenal, and I'm probably going to finish it today, because that's probably what I'm going to listen to as I edit this video. So, that's where we're at. This one, it's so good, and if I had just not held myself to a different standard and recognized that there are some books that you just can't listen to at 2 or 3 times speed like I did on the Lisa Jewell book, I probably wouldn't have DNF'd it, and I probably would have finished it by now. So this is the first one. So I'm in the middle of listening to it. I'm about halfway through now, and it is starting to throw me for a loop and doing what Frida McFadden does best and making me question everything and all my life choices. So this is where we're at on this one. So definitely recommend if you can get through like the first 30% of it. It all starts picking up then. And I kind of wish I would not have DNF'd it and I would have kept going. So definitely pick this one back up as a thriller audiobook to listen to. Definitely enjoying it thus far. The second one, and I am going to get so much slack for this one. The Wren in the Holly Library. This is a very popular one. Ooh, did I not see the outside of it? Oh, I did not. I should have looked at that. That's gorgeous. Okay, we're about to look at the beauty of this book, the copy that I have, because it's amazing. But yeah, it's a fantasy post-apocalyptic world magical realism situation, and I was also second guessing myself on this one, and I've even told a couple of my friends, I was like, yeah, it just wasn't worth it. I DNF'd it. And I think the common thread of the 3 books that I DNF'd, I was listening to them and I did not take the time to enjoy them. I was just trying to speed through all of them, when in reality I shouldn't have done that. I should have just enjoyed them and actually taken a moment to appreciate them, and I probably wouldn't have DNF'd them. So I'm definitely going to do my best. I'm a little over halfway done in the Wren in the Holly Library. I I'm going to give this one another shot as well. and just run through it. It is a good book. I think I just did not take the time on these audiobooks to slow them down enough to appreciate them. I was trying to listen to them at 2x speed, 2.5 speed, and that's just not always the best. And I made a mistake. Okay, I messed up. I'm sorry. Sue me. I'm sorry. I'm trying it again. I promise. I'm picking it back up, reading to it again. It's probably the book that I read mostly while I'm working this week. And yeah, because I listen to audiobooks while I work. And it's a payroll week. And so I need something to do and to be able to like listen to and focus on while I'm doing my payroll to basically tune out the distractions of the office. So I'm going to be listening to this one again, finishing it probably, and then I will revisit my thoughts on it to see if I wish I would have just kept it as a DNF or if I'm happy that I finished it. And yeah, we are going to come back and appreciate the beauty of this one in a second. So stay tuned for that because it's so pretty. I am a sucker for pretty books. Every time I go to the local bookstore, I'll give y'all the name of that one later because it's a fantastic local little bookstore. They know me by name, for one. And for two, they always make sure that I know what the new pretty sprayed edges are of books that they know that I'll like. Perk of local bookstores, small, family owned. They know me, they know my tastes, they know what I tend to DNF, and they know what to recommend because they know I'm a sucker for it. And I like supporting small businesses. But we'll get back into that in a minute. So, the third book. This one I'm not sure if I'm going to end up keeping to read it, if I'm going to end up DNFing it for round 2. But Love Letters to a Serial Killer. I think the issue with this one... Ooh, that's really cool. I noticed things about my books, like my hardbacks, on the cover, like as I'm looking at them, because like the light, you can like almost like see like a reflected handprint on the back. Super cool. I really like this dust jacket. But I think with this one, and I can see where some of the reviews come from. I read a couple of reviews and that got in my head and that's all I could think about. And I was like, yeah, I don't like it. Instead of forming my own opinion. I think is what happened with Love Letters to a Serial Killer. Now, I do understand why the reviews are saying she's very whiny and victim mentality. Because I have seen that in the beginning parts of it that I've listened to. But I think I need to give it another shot because I think this is going to be more like a comedic relief true crime book. And because that's just the vibe I'm getting is that it's more comedy, like comedy thriller, if that makes sense. So I'm going to give this one another shot. Again, I think I was just trying to speed through it too fast and not actually digesting anything and just be like, oh, come on, let me just get through it. When in reality, that might not be my true feelings. So yeah, this is also a book that I'm listening to that I have borrowed. I'll have all 3 of these finished before the loan runs out. But these are the 3 main ones that I am regretting the DNF on and having feelings like I should have kept going. So I'm going to keep going on these 3. But the other audiobook that I am also listening to that I did not DNF, but I could not wait to read it, was Where the Crawdads Sing by Delia Owens. It's based in North Carolina, which is where I am at. And it is just so good. And I'm sucked into it. My mom's read it. She's watched the movie. I'm not watching the movie until after I finish it. So I will do a video comparing the book to the movie once I watch that and finish this and all of those things. So really enjoying this. So yeah, I'm currently listening to 4 books and physically reading one. So 5 books in total because I've lost my mind. But that's where we're at. But so really enjoying this one as well. So these are the first 4 on my January TBR. The 5th one, as we know, I'm not quite done with it. I'm only 54% of the way through, is Air of Fire. It's a thick boy. I'm reading it as fast as I can. I am not a speed reader by any stretch of the imagination. But loving this one. I'm at the beginning of part 2. So that's kind of where we are at for reference of those that kind of know the series. So I'm at part 2 of this book at the very beginning of it. Super excited to finish it and give a first half of the Throne of Glass series a spoiler-free opinion, thoughts, feedback, my heart status going into the final 4. So, but super excited about this one. These are the 5 books I'm currently reading all at the same time because I've lost my mind. But let's take a moment to appreciate the beauty of this deluxe edition of The Wren in the Holly Library. All right, The Wren in the Holly Library. So, first we have gorgeous end papers. Look at that art. If we go to the back, it's the very similar with a creature in the back behind the buildings. So beautiful, beautiful end papers. So then if we go to the back to the front, you still see her perched on the same thing. Okay, it is the same picture. I thought so. But if you go to the front, you see the inside of the library with curse right here. And there's that. Oh, so pretty. So gorgeous. And then we also have these beautiful blue and yellow sprayed edges. So excited. Love how beautiful this book is. As you can see, it is absolutely gorgeous, and I really hope I regret DNFing it more because I want to keep it on my shelf solely because it's so beautiful. So beautiful. Cannot say that enough of how pretty this book is. So there is that. So we will go through the other books that I currently have on hold with Libby that I'm including in my January TBR. Some of them are not going to be here in January, so I will just keep continuing them in the TBR as they come, as the months come, until I can actually get my grimy little hands on them to listen to. Some of them are on a 3-week wait. Some of them are on a 12-week wait. So we will go through those now. Okay. Ew. Oh. Okay. So, the first 2 books that are currently on my TBR list, either on hold on Libby or in January, are The Hobbit and The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, book number 1. So, I have these 2 that are on hold. These are going to take a minute to come in, but super exciting. It's the Enchanting Prelude to The Lord of the Rings, and then this is The Fellowship of the Ring, which is Lord of the Rings Part 1. I am reading them in the order in which they came in the box set, which these are the first 2 of the box set. So I'm reading them in that order, and they are on hold, so not likely to be in before the end of January. But when they're in, I'm going to listen to them. If you haven't noticed, I'm using Libby for the audiobook version of books that I can get through them for audiobook to help with getting through my physical TBR. Another book that I have on standby, which will come in before the Lord of the Rings books, but after the next book I'm talking about, is Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I've heard amazing things about this book and the next one as well, that it's just so fun, cozy fantasy, and I am super excited about that. Like, look at these end papers. How beautiful. I'm so excited. I love these end papers. They are so gorgeous. I am obsessed. And I also love the sprayed edges. You can't sense a theme of a lot of the books that I own. So super excited for when this one comes in. And I think this one is on a 9 to 10 week wait. These are on like a 12-week wait. But this one is only on like 2 to 3 week wait. So if you knew me before I even started posting about books naturally, I read Ordinary Monsters by J.M. Muro. It was a phenomenal, like, historic fantasy magical realism book, and it was chef's kiss. I ate that book up, and I was so excited when I went book shopping probably a month or two ago, and I saw that the bookstore had Bringer of Dust, which is the second book in the trilogy. The trilogy is not finished. Book 3 has not come out yet that I know of, but this is the second one, and I am so excited. I'm pretty sure it's a trilogy. I think it's a trilogy. If I'm completely wrong and there's more than that, drop it in the comments below and correct me, please. Fact check me. But this one is on about a 2 to 3 week wait, so once I finish listening to these, I will probably end up at that point listening to this one. Super excited about it. It is the sequel, and I'm so excited. Yeah, the dark journey that began in Ordinary Monster surges forward in this highly anticipated second book in the Talents trilogy, and the world of the dead is closer than you think. Super excited about it. So, this is also on my TBR. So, now we're going to get into a couple of other books that I am hoping to read in the month of January, as they either come in and as I finish these. There's really only 2 more books that I am wanting to read in the month of January, one of which has not come in yet because it doesn't deliver until January 21st, but we'll get to that one last. So, this book it's called William, W1LL1AM, by Mason Coyle. So it's basically about a recluse engineer who's an agoraphobe who basically created this half-formed robot sentient being AI consciousness that's supposed to help him with like the stuff around the house, and so make it the smartest of smart homes. And then they discover why that's not always a good idea. It's a short little read, and so I kind of want to physically read this one as a break between Air Fire and Queen of Shadows, especially because I'm probably going to finish this one before my next book comes in, that I'm definitely taking a break to read immediately on January 21st, no matter what I'm in the middle of. So that book, so excited. It is not in yet. Naturally, it has not been delivered. It is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. I am going unhinged on the 21st. Do not call me. Do not text me. I'm coming home from work. I'm picking up that book and I'm locking myself in my room and I am reading it as much as I can before I fall asleep. And that is going to be the cadence every day until I finish that book. Because what she did at the end of Iron Flame has been ripping me apart for almost a year. Because Rebecca Yarros did Rebecca Yarros things. And I'm not going to say what it is, but let's just say the ending of Fourth Wing, I almost threw the book off the balcony at the beach. So it's been like 6 months, okay? I was being dramatic, but it's been like 6 months because I finished that one, Fourth Wing, in March, almost threw my book off the balcony. Thought about it, and immediately went into my hotel room and grabbed Iron Flame because thankfully I had the preconceived notion to go ahead and buy it. Started reading Iron Flame immediately. And then the ending of Iron Flame made me want to throw the book again. And I was on FaceTime with said friend who recommended the series, and I looked at her, I was like, why are you tormenting me like this? I thought you loved me. So that is basically my January TBR. Super, super excited about that one. So these are the main books that I'm planning to finish in January or are currently in my TBR. These 4 might not be specifically, these 4 might not be here by the end of January. And so I'm still going to include them in the video because they're on hold, and I put them on hold in January, and they might come a little early. But if they do, I will definitely get them done in January. If they do not, I will just add them to my February TBR, and we will see what happens. And I'll give an update on timeline of when they're supposed to come in. So that is my current TBR. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books. Yeah, 10 books. Most likely not going to get through them in the month of January solely because of holds, but I'm going to do my best. And if I end up not reading these because they don't come in time, and I end up being able to get a different book, I'll also do a reading recap at the end of January for you. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all of the things. I am so happy that you are here and that you found this video. I am so loving it, and this is so much fun for me that I'm gonna keep doing it. And I'm pretty sure, because this is my second consecutive video on a topic, that this is the most consistent I've been. So I'm gonna keep that up. Super excited. But drop a comment if you have any questions or comments or thoughts that you want to share. I'm so excited to go on this journey with you for all of my book lovers. And let me know what type of content you want to see in the comment box below. And I will see you next time. Adios, book nerds.